Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we are here looking at our power rankings for the Overwatch League for Stage 3, Week 3. So, this week was very interesting. It was very interesting for games, to say the least. Now first, I do want to acknowledge Twitter. Twitter has been something I use a lot, so I recommend you guys go and follow on their links down below. You guys can see all my comments with the Overwatch League throughout the week. I've definitely been very active on there this week. So first off, just looking through some of the tweets here. Let's see, what did I tweet this week that's been Overwatch related? Been exciting. So I do lots of predictions these days. So I tweeted out some of my predictions, some memeing, so people got triggered. But sometimes I tweet out if a team's bad or not or whatever, how I feel about the team. Let's see. So I had a notification here. Somebody was mad because I feel like EQO shouldn't be in the league for his things that he did. And somebody was mad because I said that, let's see. So it started out basically, I said EQ, it sucks that he's back. And in the first game when they played Philadelphia, I said, still wonder why this dude's in the league. Somebody's like, he messed up. He apologized, gave money to charity. What more do you want from the guy? And I'm like, I feel like he shouldn't be in the league. And then he's like, but the players out of the league did things that they should get out of the league for. He's like, he messed up, but I wouldn't call it bannable. And then I'm like, okay. That's how the teams feel. That's how the league feels, whatever. Just saying how I feel, you know what I mean? Another tweet that got some attention this week, besides the likes on the tweets where I just said, basically, I tweeted when Philadelphia was down. When Philadelphia was up on New York 2-0. Like, yo, what happened last time? I had a picture of the stage championship. There was a tweet that was like a promoted tweet from Philadelphia. It's like, Snillo has had 20% more damage from Pulse Bomb. So I quoted saying still took the L. And the last tweet here, tweeted not sure why people think we went picking Symmetra and Spawn. Jumping around is funny or cool. It's stupid, not funny at all, which is true. So one guy liked it, one guy's like, they're probably having fun. I'm like, I just don't understand why people think it's funny. So if anybody can explain to me why they think it's funny, you can tweet at me or comment down below. Alright, so let's get into the power rankings this week. There's a lot of power rankings to go through. What is this? Legend playoff format? Ew. Oh. 6 teams participate in postseason playoffs. Top finisher based on match record. Each division gets a first round bye. Remaining slots are by the win-loss record. I already knew that. Tie-breaking, map differential. Alright, so the look here, coming in on our power rankings, in number 12 is the Dallas Fuel. And the reason for that is I just feel like they haven't been good. That's pretty much it. That's why they're on the power rankings in 12th place. And this week, let's take a look at... they are 1-5 in the stage. 7-16-2, map differential -9. In the league standings overall, they're 10th. They are 6-20. They are 34-69-9. Map differential of 35. Oh, the teams that I said never had a draw finally had a draw this week as well. This week for Dallas, they got 4 by the San Francisco Shock and 3-0'd by the Houston Outlaws. That was a pretty bad week for them. Against the Shock, they lost all the maps: Anubis, Blizzard World, Nepal, and Junkertown. And then against the Outlaws, tied Volskaya, but then lost Blizzard World, Ilios, and Route 66. So just a pretty bad week for them all. All in all, I feel like they're just not a good team. Honestly, that's why I have them ranked last. All right, coming number 11 is, of course, the Shanghai Dragons. They are 0-26 in the league overall. 12-39-1 on maps, with a differential of -81. But this stage, they are 0-6, and they are 4-20, with a differential of -16. This week, though, they played against Seoul Dynasty first, losing Volskaya and Blizzard World, but taking Ilios, and then dropping Route 66. Then, the match that people thought, oh, they could win this. Take on the Florida Mayhem by losing Volskaya, winning Blizzard World, losing Nepal, and then losing Route 66. Overall, again, it wasn't super impressive, but they took more maps than Dallas did this week. They played a little bit better. They showed, hey, we are a decent team. We got some good players here, good pieces. All right, coming in number 10 overall, or number 10 on our power rankings, number 11 overall in the stage in the season, the Florida Mayhem. They're 1-5 in the stage, 7-17-1, differential of -10. And overall in the league, they are 5-21. They are 31-75-3, differential of -44. Also, quick note, the Shanghai Dragons are eliminated from any chance to make the playoffs with their loss to Seoul on Wednesday. All right, so Florida here lost 3-1 to the Houston Outlaws, winning Temple of Anubis, but dropping Blizzard World, Ilios, and Junkertown. And then, against Shanghai, as we just said, Shanghai scores. They won on Volskaya, dropped Blizzard World, but won Nepal and Route 66. They played against Shanghai. They competed with Houston for a map as well. So, I mean, it's not like they played good teams this week. You play against not decent teams. You play against bad teams, you're going to stay down at the bottom with bad teams. And they showed improvements, though. Speaking of bad teams, coming in 9th in our power rankings, the Houston Outlaws. They are 7th overall in the league, 15-11, 65-81-1, differential of 17 for maps. This stage, they are 3-3, 13-13-1, differential of 0. Houston, honestly, just hasn't impressed me since the beginning of the league. I don't know. I just haven't really seen anything that's good about Houston. Didn't they make the stage playoffs in the first stage? But since then, it's just kind of been, they're there. They're not really that good to me. I don't know. I feel like they're overhyped. So again, they lost Temple of Anubis, but then won Blizzard World, Ilios, and Junkertown against Florida. And then later on in the week, they 3-0'd against Dallas, tying Volskaya, winning Blizzard World, Ilios, and Route 66. I mean, I moved them up because their record's better than the other teams that are below them. And honestly, why not? Move them up a little bit, make them feel good, make their fans feel good. But honestly, the bottom 4 teams aren't good in our power rankings here. Houston's just kind of there. Now, next up in our power rankings, coming in number 8 in our power rankings and 9th overall on the stage, the London Spitfire. They're down really far in this stage. They're 2-4, 12-15-1, differential of -3. And in the league, they are 3rd overall, 17-9, they're 72-40-1, differential of 32. And this week, London lost 3-2 to the Boston Uprising, winning Temple of Anubis and Nimbani, so going up 2-0, and then losing the next 3, Ilios, Junkertown, and Oasis, getting reverse swept, as the kids say these days. And then, later in the week, they beat the Valiant, so showing the Valiant, and, well, not showing the Valiant, but handed the Valiant their first loss, as they won Volskaya and Blizzard World, dropped Nepal and resisted, so they're very close to getting reverse swept. I was going to do both hands, but I had to pull the computer back. Alright. But they ended up winning Oasis. Apparently the only time that they've won Oasis is against the Valiant. Apparently they're 2-8, and 2 of those wins are against the Valiant. So, I mean, they're going to the Game 5, those are having a strong start, and I think that, like it was said during the broadcast, that they just go out strong and then they sort of fall down because they just, like, let up. So they just keep applying the pressure. Alright, so. Wait, what? Confused. Wait, how many teams do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Who do I not have? I am missing a team. Did I, like, delete a team without... Where's the shock? That's the question. Where's the shock? They're supposed to be here. They're supposed to be 7. This is a mistake. I apologize. What is their Twitter? So mad. Let's find out. I apologize, but I sort of, it's just SF Shock? Okay. Cool. Again, I apologize. But, you know, mistakes were made here, guys. Mistakes were made. Alright, so coming in next on our power rankings should be the San Francisco Shock, right? Yes. Coming in at number 7 is the San Francisco Shock. They're 9th overall in the league. They're 10-16, 46, 59, and 3 with a differential of -13. In the stage, they find themselves in 4th. Wait, why are they so far down? Wait. They should definitely be here. I, again, apologize, but I kind of, like, deleted them from the thing. And then didn't, like, realize I'm going to throw them in here. Alright. So, the next team, we'll get back to the Shock. The next team is the Philadelphia Fusion. They are 7th overall in the league. Okay? They are 7th overall. Alright, so they're 7th in the power. I'm so disappointed in myself in this episode. They're 7th overall. They're 3-3, 14-14 for maps, so that's that. Philadelphia, though, in the league overall is 6th. They're 16-10, 61, 53-1, differential of 8. This week for Philadelphia, they got reversed up by New York Excel for the second time, winning Temple of Anubis and Nimbani, dropping Oasis, Junkertown, and dropping Ilios, Junkertown, and Oasis. Then, Philadelphia, when they played San Francisco Shock, apparently, like, a lot of it was that they put so much prep into New York, and then they kind of, like, were just so disappointed themselves they came up against San Francisco, and that was that. So, they lost Volskaya, lost Blizzard World. They went to Nepal and won. Everyone's like, oh, is reverse sweep happening? Are they going to figure out how to reverse sweep a team? Didn't, though. Didn't work out, as they lost Route 66. So, Philadelphia, oh, wrong tab. Philadelphia find themselves in 7th in our power rankings. Just not a good week for them. Losing 2 matches obviously hurts them, because I believe that they were actually going to be in the playoffs, or at the time, of course. Alright, so next up is the Seoul Dynasty. They're 6th here in our power rankings. They are 4th overall in the league. They're 17-9, 64, 44. I mean, 63, 44, and 3 differential of 9. In the stage, Seoul Dynasty is 6th place. They're 3-3. And they're 13-12-1. Seoul Dynasty this week had a win against Shanghai on Volskaya and Blizzard World, dropping Ilios and then dropping Ilios and then winning Route 66. Just something that they shouldn't drop that third map, but I don't think they put all their good players in that. And then they didn't play all their good players against Boston Uprising. This one really hurt. Boston's the team that I like the least, and they dropped Volskaya to start, tied on Blizzard World, so that meant going to Nepal they had to win. They lost Nepal, it was over. Then they lost Nepal, and then they won in Route 66. Had they not messed up on Nepal, they could have won this match, and they should have. But disappointment. But I retweeted a meme. It was, can I find it here? I may be able to find it. Mentions user. I retweeted a meme from when they lost. It's the stages of being a Seoul fan. It says denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. I'm like, that is facts. That is facts. Alright, so next up, in 5th place, is the San Francisco Shock. They are 4th overall in the standings in the stage. They're 4-2, 13-11, differential of 2 on maps. In the league, they find themselves in 9th. They are 10, 16, 46, 59, and 3, differential of -13. So they're struggling there overall in the league standings, but they're doing very, very well in stage number 3. Sort of like some of their new players that are, turned 18, they can play now. They're definitely coming up and showing that they're a good team. So I think San Francisco is definitely a team to watch out for in season number 2 next year. Alright, so San Francisco started out with a 4-0 victory over Dallas, winning Temple of Anubis, Blizzard World, Nepal, and Junkertown. Then, again, we noted the San Francisco Shock winning against Philadelphia Fusion, taking Volskaya, winning Blizzard World, dropping Nepal, and then winning Route 66. So, again, that's a convincing win to beat Philadelphia, a team that was in the Stage 2 championship match. To beat them, it shows that you're good, because Philadelphia is a decent team. Alright, coming in number 4 is the Los Angeles Gladiators. They are 8th overall. They're 13-13, 56, 54, and 1, and map differential of 2. In the stage, Los Angeles Gladiators find themselves in 5th place. The reason that I didn't put the Shock above them is the Shock just sort of moved up this week to getting 4-2. They were 2-2 before, so I didn't really want to push them all the way up to the top 4, because that's really the stage playoffs. That's really what matters. But the Gladiators are 3-3. They're 15-12. The Gladiators this week lost to the Los Angeles Valiant. They took Temple of Anubis, lost Nambani, lost Ilios, won Junkertown, and then lost on Oasis. Later in the week for the Gladiators, they lost to New York Excel 3-2, taking Temple of Anubis, taking Blizzard World, but then getting reverse swept. So New York Excel did it twice in 1 week, taking Ilios, Junkertown, and Oasis, but I think the Excelsior really dropped maps that they shouldn't have. They could have beat the Gladiators 3-1, and honestly New York could have maybe not beaten Philadelphia, but they could have, I don't know, I think they could have beat Philadelphia 3-1 as well. Anyways, we'll talk about the Excel in a minute. Alright, coming up next is the 3rd team in our power ranks, is the 2nd team in the stage, the Los Angeles Valiant. They are 5-1. They are 19, 6-1, and they have a differential of 13. In the league standings overall, the Valiant find themselves in 5th place, 16-10, with winning 63, losing 42, and having 5 ties. They have 21 map differential. The Valiant again came up against the Los Angeles Gladiators this week, where they lost to Nubis, won Nimbani, won Oasis, won Ilios, lost Junkertown, and then won Oasis, so they got that win there. And then their first loss of the stage came against the London Spitfire, where they lost Volskaya, lost Blizzard World, won Nepal, won Route 66, almost had the reverse sweep, but lost to London on Oasis. I don't know, they run a far on the cities. Is it city center? No, it's University. Why do you run far in University? Hey, not me though. Not making the strategies for the team. Alright. Second place. Team New York Excelsior. They are third overall in the stage. 5-1. 19-9. Map differential of 10. New York Excelsior have 23 wins. So they are many, many games against the second place team. Boston Uprising, who are 18-8. And they're even more above their main Korean rivals, or their all Korean team rivals. London Spitfire and Seoul Dynasty, who reached 17-9. But New York Excelsior, again, 23-3. Very, very impressive. They're 84, 28-2. They've only lost 28 maps. That is insane. No other team is close to that. Like, the next closest to losing that little amount of maps is London with 40. And then the Valiant with 42. And Seoul with 44. Those are the teams that dropped the least maps. Then I guess you could throw the Uprising in there with 48. So, they have 56. How do they... Oh, I guess they just win more, so they lose less. Yeah, I'm just like, how do they have so many more maps? One. But they just won more maps. So they are 84, 28-2, differential of 56, like I said. So, Excel against Philadelphia. So they could have easily been... what's the record? They could have easily been 3-2. 3-2? 3-3. They could have easily been 3-3 along with the Gladiators and Dynasty and Outlaws. They could have been right there. But they managed to beat Philadelphia after dropping Temple of Anubis and Nimbani, winning Ilios, winning Junkertown, and winning Oasis. Then they showed up in a situation. And the thing that I said, I didn't say Philadelphia because one of the teams they would have beat would have been Philadelphia. Actually, the Gladiators was the other team they beat, so they would have been down there with Seoul and Houston. With that, because the two teams they beat are 3-3. So the Excelsior dropped Anubis and dropped Blizzard World to then come back and win Ilios, Junkertown, and Oasis. Honestly, all around, they showed that they are a decent team. Not a decent team, they showed that they are the best team in the league. It takes a little bit for them to get back to the top after dropping one match, again, with the Valiant and Uprising still riding the high that they're on, but I feel like there's going to be a point where the Uprising and Valiant do fall. Whether it be Stage 3, maybe not. Get to the Stage 3 playoffs, though, and I feel like it's going to be the Excelsior winning if the Shock make it in. If Seoul can get in, or Philadelphia, I feel like it'll be a little bit more competition, but those two teams just have to play so carefully, being 3-3. You almost can't make it in with 4 losses. 4 or 5 losses, you're really going to be pushing it to make it in. We'll look at the schedules coming up for the next 2 weeks in just a moment. So number one, of course, in the power rankings, as you guys know, the Boston Uprising, second week in a row. Really hurts me that they're still here. I was just hoping they'd lose and I could put New York at number 1. Really want New York back at the top. But Boston Uprising, perfect 6-0. 18-9-1, differential of 9. The Uprising are second in the league standings. So crazy how they ended up getting here, but you win 6 in a row, you're going up the top. The Uprising, with the Valiant missed the Excelsior. I was thinking one of these teams missed the Excelsior. The Uprising beat New York, London, and Seoul. They're the only team in the league that has beat those teams. That has beat every single one of the all-Korean teams. Seoul lost to the Valiant, to the Fusion, to the Outlaws. New York lost to Philadelphia and London. Oh, Seoul also lost to London and New York. And London lost to New York. The Valiant. Did those the Valiant? I don't know. Fusion, Outlaws. Seoul and Spitfire have lost to more. Seoul and Spitfires. Seoul and London lost to more just teams that are there. New York didn't really, but Boston's the first team to beat New York and also beaten London and Seoul. Very, very impressive from that perspective. They're 18-8, 66, 48-1. Map differential only 18 because they dropped a lot of maps early in the league. Man, that's just... It's crazy to think that Boston's second when they were to be the bottom of the league. And the Shanghai Dragons are supposed to be like the middle of the league. And again, Dallas is to be a top team as well. And you see that they're there. Anyways, fuck. Oh my god. If this didn't, like, get any more toxic, this video so far, I just closed the tab for the schedule so I had to find the link and reopen it. Alright. Boston Uprising this week beat the London Spitfire. Very, very difficult week for them. I honestly thought they were going to lose both games this week. But they beat the Spitfire, pulling off the reverse sweep after dropping Anubis and Numbani, then winning Ilios, Junkertown, and Oasis. And then Boston went, beat Seoul. I really thought Seoul had a shot to win this game based on the fact that Boston had played back-to-back games. I really thought, not back-to-back games, but back-to-back days against the top teams in the league. I really thought they were going to fall, but they didn't. Winning Volskaya, tying Blizzard World, and then Nepal, they won, which ended the series right there. Because they had two. Seoul could only get one win, which they did. They took Route 66. So, with that, Boston really stepped up and took out the top teams after beating New York last week. This upcoming week, big games here. What do we see? Big games this week. Wednesday, Yes Dividing and the Outlaws. Because the Outlaws are considered a good team. Not by me, but by the league. They're a decent team, I guess, to play against. But I think the Dividing can win that one. Thursday, Seoul and Philadelphia. Two teams that need wins to make the stage playoffs. Very, very difficult match there. I think that's going to go 5 games. Friday, Gladiators and Outlaws. That could be good. Two teams that can compete with each other. But then looking at Saturday here, I think the big game, my two favorite teams, Seoul Dynasty and New York Excelsior, playing against each other. Of course I want Seoul to win. They're my favorite team by a lot, but I also do like New York Excelsior. And again, I did start liking them more based on like their players and all that stuff. I don't want to say like I started liking them because they're winning. I don't really care. They're winning because they're cool, but I also like them because they're Korean players. And then Shanghai Dragons, Philadelphia Fusion. That's big for Lamim. His two favorite teams playing each other. So our two favorite teams playing each other the same day. My two favorite teams and his two favorite teams, Shanghai and Philadelphia. So what teams were getting into the stage that I was talking about would be difficult for? Seoul and Philadelphia. Honestly, they got to play each other. Someone was going to be taken out of contention right there. Seoul having to play. New York's going to be tough. Philly has a little bit easier on week 5. They have to play Dallas. Who else does Philly play? The Valiant, that could be tough for them. They need to win that. Seoul has to play Spitfire, who knows how to beat them. They haven't taken them out from Spitfire yet. And they also have to play against the Outlaws. So they could win a game that week. I think they can beat the Outlaws. I think they can beat London too. Honestly, London's sort of down right now. So hopefully Seoul can win that. So I think this is going to be very, very close between Philadelphia. What about the Gladiators? They got to face the Uprising and the Mayhem. So they get an easy game there against the Mayhem. But who do they play this week? This week the Gladiators play the Outlaws and Spitfire. So the Gladiators might be taken out too if they lose the Spitfire. But those are the teams to watch. Seoul Dynasty, Philadelphia Fusion, Los Angeles Gladiators. Keep a close eye on their matches. And I guess San Francisco Shock because they also have to keep that spot. If San Francisco drops a game or two, that puts the Gladiators, Dynasty, and Fusion right back in it. So those are matches to watch. SS's got San Francisco, Gladiators, Dynasty, or Fusion. They're all right there. And I guess Outlaws as well. So it's very, very close there. I didn't realize the Outlaws were 3-3 as well. So San Francisco track 4-2, but if they drop a map or two, they're dropping out. But the Gladiators, Dynasty, Fusion, Outlaws, they drop maps. Don't drop maps they shouldn't drop. And for Seoul Dynasty, that's obviously a known thing that's difficult for them to do. But anyways, this episode's very, very long. I feel like these episodes get longer each week. We're on 30 minutes now. The first episode was like 20 minutes. No, the first episode was like 15. Then I got 20. Then I got 25. Now we're at 30. But I had that whole like 4-minute intro. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoy. If you guys want to let me know who you think the best team in the league is right now, or who you think should be number one in the power rankings, and you want to get involved in Twitter discussions with me, you can at me. Links down below to my Twitter. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Yay!